welcome to Say My Piece. My name is Omotunde Adeboale David. I hope you've been having a great day, a great life, because every time that we come here, we know that sometimes, some days would have passed or some weeks, but we are happy to be here all the time, saying our piece. And you know that I never come alone. I always come with my brother, the stylish one. Yes, I should have his own clothing line now, but he's still doing I don't know. I just wear this clothes effortlessly. Of course.
Hallelujah.
What hallelujah to do it?
I'm glorifying God now. You see, now everybody now gets composure.
Brother.
These things. Some people don't have composure for dressing, So
No, see that boy where they sing now, where they wear like they do basketball.
Which one?
On fire.
Yeah. I post that. Look at God.
Jesus get plenty children. We're fine.
All right, good day, everyone. You're all welcome. You say my piece. My name is Ogbolo, as usual. We are here to discuss important issues. I hope everyone is okay. Everybody is doing fine. Hope you've been following our other episodes and learning at the same time. That's the reason why we do what we do. But we are here again, and we hope that at the end of today's conversation, many more people are going to be enlightened and learn, laugh, but learn too.
Mm-hmm. All right, today we have a very important discussion we want to have, and our guests.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, I'm gonna have no monopoly here because now me get out. Well, she's like mini mom to me. I've known Sister Abiola for a long time. I know a lot of you will call her actor, but I will start from she's an excellent script writer. I have never seen anyone wear heels as high as Sister Abiola wore it for years. She used to stand on stilts. Literally, honestly. She's a fantastic playwright. She writes plays, she writes poems, she writes scripts. That's first. She's an events coordinator. She puts events together. She's an actor par excellence. She's a Jesus girl to the core, mother of two beautiful children. And, she does a lot of quiet things, but she's just like a little lady. She has always been, though. When I tell people that elegance is born with people, Sister Abiola is one of those people that I consider. So please help us welcome. Why am I saying Sister Abiola? You guys will say, I don't know how to say I can't say it. I'm sorry, Sister Abiola Segun Williams. Welcome to Say My Piece.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It feels weird how to say Abiola.
The respect in you not allow you.
They come out because I've always called her Sister Beam.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So much fun to be here.
You're welcome.
What just happened now reminds me of when my children were much younger, and they were in England for the holidays, and they had to go sailing. And the captain of that little boat was an old man, and he introduced himself to them. And so when they wanted to talk to him, they didn't know how to address him because they couldn't call him by name.
Yeah.
So my children were so confused. So they went to meet the man and said, please, and they were stuttering. I said, oh, you want to call me? And he said, yeah, just call me my name, I said, no, we can't, you're an old man.
African kids.
We don't call people by name.
Nah.
We don't say captain.
John.
Yeah. Yes. When I asked Sister Abiola to come on our podcast, I know that it's going to be a very enriching time because she went through something really personal, it was a time. It was a time. And I want her to share some of her story with us because a lot of people are going through so many things.
Silently.
Yeah. Many people have medical diagnoses that are just taking their life from 100 to zero. And they're like, how am I going to go past this? So we're going to be unpacking a lot of things with her through her journey because it's one to have a diagnosis. It's another thing to be a person of faith. It's another thing to balance your faith and the things that you're going through, how people react. Because in Nigeria, I found out that sometimes people don't even understand how important it is or how to support people.
Yeah.
People just think that because somebody is going through a lot is about what you say. Now, somebody had reschooled my mind, and I am learning myself that if people are going through things, the best thing to do is to ask, how can I be
Of service to
of
you.
service to you? What
Yeah.
would you want me to do
Yeah, how can I
for
come
you
in?
at this time?
Yeah.
Imagine somebody will see an unkubi because he's a dwarf,
Yeah.
and you pick him up and carry him to cross a road.
Without first asking if.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
He's an adult. He's a dwarf. Yes. But you can't just pick him up off the floor like a child
Yeah.
and just carry him across and say, I'm helping the person.
Yeah.
You might have good intentions, but of course, the person is not going to receive it very well. So those are some of the things that we're going to talk about today. And I know it's going to be a really, really fantastic time. So I would ask the first question because I've known Sister Abiola for a long time. Ever since I've known Sis B, one, wellness has always been something you have practiced to me, exemplified to me. She doesn't indulge in like drinking of Nigerians would say soft drinks, but in the normal parlance, we call it minerals. You know, from when she's known me for more than maybe almost 30 years. So, and she was the one that trained me in drama. Stabiola put me on my first stage. I love you, Mama.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she put me on my first stage. And Stabiola started this. She has never given me a Yoruba role before. She would always give me something from some extraction that I had to learn the language or something.
Yeah.
That has been my experience. But I know that wellness has been your way of life. She doesn't eat too much. She would walk on heels that a lot of people would fear to walk. And when I heard that you had a diagnosis that, one, I had never heard of it before. You know, there are so many ailments people will say, you know. I have seen ailments. We've had the cancers, we've had diabetes, we have arthritis.
The popular ones, yeah.
But what I read, I was like, what is this again, God? And for somebody that I know anyone that is our guest, you can look at her. She has always been this cute, tiny framed woman. So it's not like, oh, Sabiola lost weight.
Yeah.
Or she's managing. No, never been. So please, could you just take us through it? How or what happened exactly before you got to that point of diagnosis?
Okay. So for years, I was going through some things that I wasn't aware of, right? But a lot of it was emotional, but I was not aware, right? Because I'd always been, like you rightly said, a Jesus girl. And so everything went back to God. If I was feeling it, I'd never been sad a day in my life. I didn't know what sadness was because I was always hidden in Christ, right? So if I felt any type of way, I'll just talk to God about it, and that would be it. I did not know that I was repressing a lot. And being a very private person, I would never talk about myself. I would never confide in people. So I did not share, and that is very risky when you can't talk about what you're going through or what you're feeling, and because at some point you're going to implode.
Yeah.
And what usually happens is that you develop some form of disease.
Wow.
Yes. So in my case, it was an autoimmune condition called scleroderma. And scleroderma, sclero is hardening, and derma is skin.
Skin, yeah.
So the hardening of the skin. So I just started feeling funny. I started feeling funny from a long time. I think maybe after I had my second child. Wow. And I had my second child in 2001. So what I'll feel tired, I'll feel fatigued, I'll feel, and then I stopped taking some things. I just thought, let me just reduce my sugar level. Let me just, I started being very, very health conscious. And like you said, I was always watching what I was eating, but then it became even more My dad died of diabetes and high blood pressure. So as a result of that, I became more aware of that that line.
Yeah.
So, but I always said, I will never have it, right? It died with my dad. So I still say that, and so I don't have it. In spite of the fact that through the active years of scleroderma, my blood pressure was always normal, and I never had
Blood sugar
the high. And this was also because I was watching what I was eating, right? So anyway, finding out that what's wrong with me, I will go and see my doctor. They will do all the tests they won't see anything, because you see, with scleroderma or most autoimmune conditions, except you target the specific, and there's so many autoimmune conditions, right? So except you target the specific one that you might suspect, you will never be able to pinpoint it. You'll never be able to diagnose it.
Did you go to hospitals here in Nigeria or?
Yeah, I was going to hospitals here. I had a particular doctor who, once I was feeling any funny way, I'll just go, And so at some point, this man thought that I was hypochondriac. And she actually said that, are you hypochondriac? That means that someone who always thinks that they're sick.
She says a lot of English.
So I said, how I wish that at least I'll know that it's a disease of the mind. As I was driving out of her office and going to Tinsel, because I was on set that day, I was just touching my face and I felt a swelling here. Now, fear did not reach me to go back to say,
What's it?
Auntie doctor, I've seen something again, because she just called me a hypochondriac. So I just started going and I prayed about it, But that was where the hardening of the skin started from.
Okay.
My skin started hardening. And then what happens is with scleroderma, you overproduce collagen. You know that collagen is that thing that you need to look young for your skin to be tight and all that.
Yeah.
But for me, it was tightening the skin, right? And so when the skin tightens like that, your organs begin to tighten, your kidneys, your liver, your heart, and invariably the person dies because your organs are no longer working
properly.
So, but thank God that I was able to, I started going for summer holidays more regularly with my children because I kept thinking that, Abiola, these children, let them have as much memory of you as possible, just in case, So I'll make sure that I went on summer with my children every single year. I'll be saving. Once we finish one like this, I'll be saving for the next one, because there was that possibility. Because I didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah.
This went on for years. Then by 2014, I started noticing discolorations. So the thing in my body had been activated before it started showing on my skin.
Okay.
So by the time it started showing on my skin, I saw some pepper spots on my hands, I went to a dermatologist. They said maybe it was vitiligo.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it wasn't vitiligo, And then it started spreading, If I scratch myself like this, skin will come out.
Wow.
So I was shedding. I was if I take a bath, if you go back to the bathtub, you see skin.
Skin. Wow.
Yeah, or in the bathtub, it was that bad. So after a while, it affected my lungs.
Wow.
So I went to see, so somebody in Tinsel just said, sis, why don't you just go to dermatology department of LUF? And maybe they'll be able to diagnose what this issue was. So I said, okay, let me go. And I was still actively working.
Yeah, shooting, no.
And I'll be in pain. I didn't understand what was happening. So I went there. By now, I was more physically disabled in the sense that if I walked a short distance, I would start panting. I was experiencing shortness of breath. And I was easily fatigued. But Shangri, I was still, because I was still working, And then, of course, makeup will cover all the blotches on my face and all that, and then I'll wear long, but now it's cleared, so I don't need to wear long sleeve, but because of the weather.
Yeah.
So all this place was pepper spots, my neck, my head, my face, all over my body. So when I got there and the doctor saw me, she just said, "Oh, this is scleroderma." I said, "At least you don't get name,
yes, at least."
So she now said I could check it later because she knew I would Google it. And so she told me all the things. She asked me what my symptoms were, what I was experiencing. I told her. But you see, God is a very good God. That in spite of what I was going through, he was leaving allowances for me. Like a lot of people, when they have scleroderma, because you remember I said that it tightens the organs.
Yeah.
So your throat will be tightened. They're not going to fit chop. So now to drink. Liquid. So you have to, everything will be mashed.
Oh, man.
Do you know what happened? My own can't relax. So it was really, my skin was now very wrinkly here. It's improving now, but it was terrible then, So, but it didn't bother me. Cosmetologically, you say, you don't do old. But God get what take do. Because I could eat, I could swallow, I could chew, I could, because they were surprised that I could do all of those things. Because the people who had it couldn't, and that was how they died.
Okay.
Because it also affected their breath.
Freezing your
Exactly.
You're like frozen in state.
Yeah. So
exactly.
Your organs are shrinking, literally.
Some people are like this.
Wow.
Wow. Then their mouth. I don't know. Are we allowed to speak Yoruba?
Yeah, we are.
A total disfigurement. But God was so good, So once I started reading, Googling, and I saw there's no name that is above the name of Jesus. Scleroderma, you go bow. All the symptoms. So I started reading. I read voraciously. When people go to meet doctors abroad that they have scleroderma, they go say, it better you forget cancer. So say you get cancer, at least we know what to go to treat. Yeah. But you see, this one that you have, there's no treatment. It's a rare condition and it doesn't have treatment. You're going to have it forever. You can only just manage it. So I said, now your own way you talk. God is going to heal me. So I started reading more and more, and then it got to a point that walking became so difficult. I couldn't stand up straight.
Wow.
Because like you talk now, the whole body don't freeze. So I did bend to waka. So when I'm walking, I'll have to carry my bag to prop myself if I have to go out. And that go out is if I have to. But I still dey walk. When I get work, I dey walk. When I get events, I still dey write. God was just so good. I'll be chatting with people. They're not going to say, and on top that bed, I never come out that bed that day. I would only use the bathroom and come back. And then if I needed to eat, they'll bring the food to my door. My mom had to come stay with me to be able to help me. Now, you were talking about support. Support you need support when you're ill. For that emotional help, stability. Because if you're emotionally unstable, it's going to affect your body, which is what happened to me. You need emotional stability. We all do.
Yeah.
So at some point, I had to go for therapy to be able to unpack and then gradually get back to where I was, right?
Please, because now that you just pointed on that therapy, I want you to expand a little, because this story, a lot of people, I'm sure they're like this, watching. Christians especially find therapy a bit problematic. They feel as if, it's only in church you can seek counseling. and professional therapy is a bit
Yeah.
faith for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go to church and you speak with whom, are they trained? Are they trained counselors? What knowledge do they have? I mean, I don't have a problem with talking to people in church, but if they're not trained for that role that they are occupying, how would they be able to help you effectively? You know, so I always advise people go for therapy with someone who has the foundation of the word and also has that training. As a therapist.
Professionally.
Professional. They're professional therapists, but they also have the word of God, so they can balance it, you know. Because you see, being a Christian or being a pastor does not mean you're qualified to counsel, right? Especially concerning certain situations, because that situation can be affecting you yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because a pastor, for example, who is counseling someone about marriage, probably has a problematic marriage himself.
True.
Yeah.
So how is they going to effectively counsel somebody else about marriage or has problems parenting, right? How is it going to effectively do so? So, but to be effective, you need professional training and you need the spirit of wisdom and counsel, right? So yes, I went for therapy. It cost me money. The man collected my whole. I said, "Oh, I didn't know
And
that
it's
this
here in
is so."
Nigeria.
Yes, so I didn't know this thing used to be a lot of money like that. It's plenty money. So yeah, but it was worth it at the end of the day because I was able to compartmentalize my issues and unpack them. You know, it's very essential to be in a safe environment where you know that what you're talking about is not going to leave that room. So you feel safe enough to be able to unpack everything and to peel the layers, right, of what those issues are to the bone, right? So that was just the beginning for me. Subsequently, somebody walked in now and I like the person. So when I looked, I said, hey, yeah. Okay, so beyond that, when I went for my first treatment in India, I was able to, because by now it had affected my lungs. So I needed professional help. So I went and I had this treatment that required some low-grade chemotherapy. And so I had to stay back. I was there for like 2.5 months or almost like 2 months. And I also did Ayurveda treatment, also for my skin. My skin, the pain was terrible.
Wow.
You know, it was like they use knife, tear your skin. They can't put pepper inside the injury.
Yeah.
They can't take peg. You know peg where they take peg cloths. Can't take peg, hold on here. Can't they pull on? So now so I go they feel 24/7. And the medicine they were always suggesting, the painkillers were very high painkillers. I say, if I take this one, I don't turn drug addict with that. So I'm not fit. So I wasn't taking any painkiller. So you can imagine, when you're talking to me, I'm like this all the time.
Because of the pain.
Because of the pain, I go to hold them. If you don't get belly gum bump pain, if you hold any pain now. So I go to hold them 24/7, you know, inside that pain. When they talk to me, sometimes they talk to me, I know the answer, you know, because of the pain, right? But God was so faithful. Nobody fit tell me, say, then the power of God is not real because I experienced it.
But was there a point where it affected your faith in any way?
At all. You know why? If I die, not be heaven I go. Why I go fear? I for once I wasn't afraid of death at all.
But for the people who were in your life, for example, and probably people who have witnessed you probably talk about your faith, talk about Jesus healing, talk about all of that. Was there a point where people probably doubted, and looked to say, okay, you've been talking about oh yeah, why are you going through this? You know how they would laugh at Job and all of that, you know? Okay, now
Well,
you're in that situation. How far?
Thank God, I don't have a lot of friends.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I wasn't exposed to that kind of thinking or thought or anybody talking like, if they did, maybe they thought in their minds. But, and then also, if you know me well, I'm not the kind of person where if you just yarn any rubbish. No, you can't. You won't have the boldness.
Yeah.
So, no, I never experienced it. Because even in the pain, I was experiencing God. You know, here with not.
Yeah.
In the pain, I did still walk. Now, after the treatments, now after all the I not constantly walking again.
Wow.
That devil is a liar.
I'm telling you, God was so good to me. I got there walk. There was a time, Ibidun Igodalo was still alive then.
Yeah. So rest in peace.
She called me. I was in India for my second treatment, right? And she called me. In India. I was soon coming. So as I was arriving, I went straight to a hotel, right? And we started work. The following day, and I was supposed to be in isolation, because that kind of treatment, you can't be infected. You know, saying that long.
Yes.
So those are the things that I'm saying that God was with me, right? So the following day, it was Baba's 80th birthday, Obasanjo's 80th birthday. Which year we take to that one?
I don't know how much Baba be now. It's like 9.
No, Baba, we don't know his age officially.
Ageless.
Officially, we don't know his age. But that time when they saw him celebrate, that was, I think it was 2017 or 18 or something. So, you know, that time. So, it was AMVCA. And that time, to wear clothes, they had me.
Because of the...
Yes. So it has to be something very light.
If not, it'll be messing with your skin.
You can't bear it.
So I know they care. Once I wear wig, they go. I know they do makeup. So put anything on my face, please. I couldn't. So now, so I go Echo Hotel. The following day was AMVC. So we had to go and do recce. So as that day finish AMVC, you know, all the whomsoever's and all their everything were there. And here I was, just my... That day, God delivered me from vanity. I just, and it's because of you I wore makeup. I said, let's...
If you know Sister Abiola, when you see a queen, she has always been like that. I've never seen her hair out of place.
So for her to
tell you that she was wearing light clothing, she's extremely stylish, her makeup, simple, but there. So for her to be telling you that in the midst of her colleagues, you know, and you know how people can look.
Exactly.
As I was at that point where I did not care. That I was alive was a testimony.
It was a big deal.
And so, I didn't wear makeup. It's your problem in life. It's your problem.
Actually.
I just did not care. And people were looking at me, you know, everybody was like, hi. And you know, it was just a natural thing. I mean, I just did do my own, you know what I mean? And except... like today where I wear this makeup, I can't remember the last time I wore makeup.
Wow.
So the makeup where I don't buy since years is still there in my house. You know, at least that saved me money. So what I'm trying to say is, through it all, God always showed up. And like Lola was saying, when you need therapy, you should go for it. Research the people available that can give you, and I know quite a number because I had to, you know. You should go for it. I encourage my children to go for therapy because the world that we're in now, it's different from the world that I grew up in. People are confronted by so many incredible, terrible things, right, that you need help, right? And then I had emotional support. I had physical support, I had financial support, I had spiritual support, right? So all of that or those are needed when you're in a very vulnerable position,
Yeah.
especially when you're physically vulnerable. You need help. And I had, few but tangible help. And really, I wasn't even talking. I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk. I could barely speak above a whisper. I remember once I went to see Auntie Betty Irabo. I don't know why I had to go and see her, but I needed to see her. So I went to her office. And then when I got there, I was always talking like, so Auntie Betty, so that was how I used to talk. So she now said, Biola. So I said, Auntie Betty, why are you whispering? She said, she didn't even realize she was whispering because she was feeling the pain I was in. So she felt that maybe if she condensed her voice, it would, So, but gradually, my voice started opening up. And I could talk better and I could be heard, better. And then how did the pain stop?
Exactly.
I went for 3 treatments in India. And that treatment is called rituximab. And I had it 4 times, but I went 3 times. So when I came back the last time, I came back in 2018. 2018 was when I came back. So in January of 2019, I had read somewhere about ginger, right? That ginger was anti-inflammatory. So I said, okay, let me try it. So we had a cook then. So I'll tell the cook, I beg, in the morning, just make me ginger tea. You grate it, right? You boil it, and then you now sift it and drink. So make it in the morning and night. So the first day, be like, say, this thing clear my chest too. Okay? Night, I was drinking it every day. I go downstairs. The thing is, in my house, you've been to my house before. Once I go upstairs like this, forget, I'm not coming down again. I'm not coming down again. But I'll go up, okay. I was having more energy to move around. And then I not only had energy, my voice was clearing. My lungs were clearing. That's how I started taking ginger every day. Just called one of my doctors. Ginger, ordinary ginger can help somebody like this. And you people were putting me on so much. She said she didn't know. I said, how can you not know?
It's your field.
That's I cancel everything that I was taking. I just concentrated on ginger. Right? Hot ginger. Initially, I was mixing it with lemon, but I canceled everything. I was just taking it pure ginger every day. And that was how I got my voice back. And that's how my lungs, had more expression, got better. And that's how the pain left. Just drinking ginger. That was how all the pain left.
I like when you talk about ginger because, when people share their stories, I'm always trying to pick things that people can relate with. Before, they used to demonize everything that is African.
Yeah.
Our agbo,
our herbs,
our leaf, our this and that. Because some people just associate it with dark, that it's dark arts. Every time you put agbo or you drink herbal mixtures. Even orthodox medicine sometimes will say they don't know, it's not proven, it's not this. Doesn't this now make you feel like, okay, there's nothing wrong with our own herbs, our spices, our plants to use for healing?
When you experience something, nobody can tell you that you didn't experience this. If I eat you like this and you feel the pain, I say, the reaction is yours, the pain is yours. So nobody can convince you otherwise. So I'm taking ginger, it works for me. Why would I demonize it? It works. It's a spice. It's natural. It's not like you go and add leaves. You know, they do this. They'll take leaves, this one leaf, and then they'll now start putting incantation. That happens too.
Okay.
That happens too.
Yeah.
But in this case, nothing like that happens. There's some leaves that you would use without any incantation. Wait for a sec. Talking about incantation, I was listening to something, you know, I like to listen to a lot of Christian messages on YouTube. And I was listening to some things, and these people from the other side were talking about incantation. And I was like, Egbono, when I take scripture, which is what I do, and I speak it to myself, and I speak it, it happens now.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
I am, I'm chanting the word of God, and it works. The devil stole it from God now. So if you come with your own offer, I come with my own.
Yeah.
And my own is greater than your own. You will bow last.
Yeah.
Right. So, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, because these days everybody is getting back into wellness, and there's so many gray areas. Some people will tell you that in Africa, if you drink spring water, it's clean, it's straight from from God. It's good for your body. Some will talk about alkaline. There's so many teachings here and there, and I'm a bit weary. Some will tell you, wheat is good. Another teacher will say, it's so bad for your health.
Okay,
some will say this, some will say that.
The thing is, your body responds, right? If you take wheat and you're allergic to wheat, your body will react. Like, I don't take corn. I like corn, but if I eat it now, I'll start coughing. So they won't used to tell me before I say, corn is not good for you. When I take some things, like I like granules, I put granules inside gari and I drink. I love it. I can eat it and I'm okay. But it's not good for me.
Okay.
Sometimes I used to do shangri, that I want to drink it. I will see the results now. So I don't need anybody to tell me. And other people, I like so many things that I can't eat because of the effect that they have on me.
You. Yeah.
So when you experience such situations, you refrain from them, right? It's not people just talking, but you see, our body talks to us.
Many people are not just listening.
We're not listening.
Listening to our bodies.
So if because now, was there anything in particular that if you could go back now, when you started seeing symptoms, did it just start, or there are probably some things that maybe could have led you there? For example, if you see a person who was diabetes, okay, they will have warned you years back to say sugar, stop taking too much sugar and all that. Did anything lead to that point? I'm asking because if a young person who's watching today checks through themselves and say, no, I'm still agile, nothing is wrong, there are probably one or two habits that we have today that could lead to something later on. So for you, was it a case like that?
For me, I feel like there was a lot of emotional trauma, right?
Okay.
One of which was the passing of Pastor Bim. I had never experienced that much pain in my life.
Okay.
It was like my heart was yanked out of my body. Till tomorrow, I still feel, and I went through it for years. Pastor Bim was the only human being that I could talk to.
That's Pastor Bimbo Odukoya.
Okay. Yeah. And I realized when she left, I was like exposed. I was like, oh my goodness, who do I talk to?
Yeah.
So that was a personal pain for me. And one of the triggers of scleroderma, you may have the tendency for autoimmune conditions because maybe your blood type, right? Or maybe your physical composition, right? And also because of the kind of personality that I had. I always said as a child that I can take any pain, but not emotional pain.
Okay.
I always said I was fully aware of myself So if I got into a friendship relationship that was proving to be too
Out.
straight, I don't used to, immediately I'll just back down, right? If any environment was toxic and I sensed it, I would just recline. So a lot of people used to wonder, because I could be so into you.
And then you zone out later.
And you'll be shocked. I'd said it to somebody before. I said, I like you very much, but you'll be shocked if I swing the opposite way. He didn't believe me. When I showed him, and he doesn't come, I don't warn you. I had told you before. So when it happens, I just zone out. That's the end. That as in full stop. There's no coming back from it.
Yeah.
And then you'll be shocked. This person that was so into me. I just protect myself. But when you find yourself in a situation where, how do you protect yourself in this one? Right? It's a traumatic experience that you don't know how to come out of it.
So it was an emotional place you couldn't handle.
Yeah. But I didn't even realize
that. Yes. Yeah.
So say I knew, right?
Yeah.
I would have been able to talk to God, because what I then began to do before Pastor Bim, in my relationship with God, which was why sometimes I said, Biola, sure, I went to the Pastor Bim logon, because that was like my joke, but because she was the kind of person that I could call any time of the day, as in any time, right? So before her, what I used to do was, I'll just call God. Do you understand?
Yeah, of course.
So I'll make space for him and I'll say, Lord, Joko. And I'll
My mother does that a lot, actually.
And I'll not start talking. I'll not start talking. By the time I finish talking to him, number one, I'll experience peace.
Yes.
Then he will now start pointing out to me what I did wrong, or what that person shouldn't have done that they did, but that this is what I can do. And I'll just be hearing it in the voice of my heart.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Thank you, Father. But, in a way, I kind of like replaced that thing I was doing with God with somebody else, right? Because I would just pack it full like this. I would just pack it full. When I see Pastor B, and I say, So, and when, so for me, it was a very personal tragedy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like when my dad passed, I didn't even feel that much pain as well. And my dad was the very first human being that I would experience loss from his passing. But what did I do? I had a place in our house then, because I was not yet married at the time, that I would talk to God. So I just went there and I sat and I started talking to God. I was just talking and tears were coming and he was responding. It was December of 1995, right? And December is Hamatan, dry season.
Yeah.
No wind is blowing. So I would talk. When I pause, the wind would just blow. Through the window, open the curtains and blow towards me like that. The first, and there was another window here. The wind was not blowing. So I will talk. I'll pause. The wind will blow. The curtain will, literally flow towards me. Then the wind will flow towards me. And then it was like, as I was talking, God was answering me. So I received peace. Before I received peace concerning Pastor Bim. Anyway, so that was my trigger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if I had known, I would have sought help. I would have been able to talk to somebody or some people and be able to get help. Early. Because
right now, so that means for the average person who is watching at this moment, because I asked that question for a reason. Because oftentimes we sometimes we ignore certain things. and in this case, it was an emotional thing, right? So, which means if you are keeping so much within yourself, it could literally lead you into a disease.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I had heard that somewhere before.
Yeah, I have,
Until that is where they said things like anger, resentment,
Yeah,
hate.
yeah.
Those are things
Unforgiveness.
unforgiveness. You feel it. Not the person that if you are angry towards somebody, the person might not even know
Exactly.
that you are angry, but it is your body
Yeah.
that feels it.
Yeah.
And some of the science that is coming out now is showing that emotional issues can actually lead to a physical disease.
Yeah.
Some people have said anger can give you cancer.
Yeah.
I've heard people testify, or talk about such things.
Anger gives you high blood pressure.
High blood pressure comes with some of these things because when your mind is not settled, you are just all over the
It
place.
triggers your stress level when you're angry, because then you're hyperventilating. Your valves are like this. They're like this, right? And that's your heart valves.
Yeah.
Because when you're talking, you're increasing. So your blood pressure is going up. It's going up. And when you're constantly putting
that,
that
yeah.
pressure on your blood vessels, you become hypertensive.
I hope you're learning because sometimes some of the life issues that people share is for you to imbibe and take one lesson or the other. So if you're still going about your life, getting angry or internalizing pain, you heard what Stabiola said. You need to find someone to speak to.
Yeah.
Because before your body takes it on like something that is looking for outlet and it can't find, it might just cause
Issues within.
Me, I found out that I don't thrive around unhappy people.
Yeah.
Everything will just go blank. So when I see people whose energy is about, when you see that they have nothing to be grateful for, they are always complaining about everybody, I know I'm not going to get something. And if
Yeah.
I continue in that place, the desert of their lives will find me.
Yeah.
So I already know that I don't thrive. My children, I tell them, I thrive. I say I thrive in joy. I tell people that I protect my joy because joy is not something that is because of something I have it. I just have it within me. I'm always thankful. And I found out if I'm in that state, there are many things that people will say is wrong. I don't have. I don't even have high blood pressure on a good day. Maybe occasionally the day the police people stressed me. In fact, my blood pressure was out when they were testing me outside. By the time I got to the doctor's table, the high blood pressure had gone back to normal.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, oh, okay, some of these things are true triggers.
Now, you mentioned something about, that state of joy. I think people should also learn, because oftentimes I see that people try to, it's from outside in. So something needs to make you happy. Someone needs to make you happy. This situation also, people need to learn to, by themselves, make yourself happy. Learn to. Now, oftentimes people always look at me and they say, you're always smiling. You're always in that happy state. Because I said I've learned to do it. I create an environment for myself that I can thrive in. Of course, I'm one who listens to people a lot, but I've also learned that you can't take in too much. You can't be counseling people all the time. You will empty yourself, and that's where talking to someone else also comes in. You and I always have conversations like these, deep conversations. So it comes in very helpful. If you come into my house, for example, you hear some kind of songs that you probably do not hear me playing outside. And you wonder, why are you listening to this kind of song? Sometimes I like to play old school songs.
Yeah, old inside.
No, if it gives me joy, I like to create my environment for myself.
Boy.
I'm intentional about it, too. If you enter my house, I have some lighting that works for me. I have the kind of music that works for me. So I stay in that. There are some times in the middle of the night I could be dancing in my house. I'm intentional about that thing.
Creating
Because,
the atmosphere.
it should, because we who are entertainers, for example, often can't give what you don't have. So most times we show up on the job, your head is not in the right place, but because you have to make money,
Yes, sir.
But I'm very intentional about that thing. And I think that people need to find their personal ways to create environments for themselves that keeps you happy. If not, you go sick, go.
Sis B, I want to ask because, when people have a good zen I've always known you to be somebody that is very well centered in God. With this experience, is there anything that you're hoping to do to help people? Because this thing that you narrated like easy, Sabiola, I know it is not as easy as it sounds.
It was a battle.
It was a battle you won. It was a mountain you climbed and God held you through it. Because I'm always looking for how other people can, is there like a support group? What are you thinking of doing to help people? Because I've seen a lot of people that are going through personal stuff that people around them don't even understand how they are feeling.
Okay, so immediately after I started getting a balance, right, and I was more stable, I came out with it on my social media handles, started writing about it. Right now, I started
A series.
A series,
Yeah.
So, and as a result of that, a lot of people that were battling with scleroderma contacted me.
Wow.
And I started talking to quite a number of them. However, a few people have passed on,
Wow.
right? Because you see, scleroderma, especially when it affects your organs, can be tough. And so when it affects organs like the heart, that's the end.
Yeah.
When it affects your liver, your kidney, you can still, work on it until... Now, lifestyle is very important. So when you tell people, look, there's some things you must stop doing and stop eating, stop exposing yourself to, like some people did not understand why they should stop eating sugar.
Hey.
Do they need to preach to the choir right now?
But even me, see, I had to go on sugar fast.
Okay, sugar. You're gonna have sugar problem.
Addiction,
Me, I
really.
don't
No, it's
have
actually
it.
soft drinks, actually.
Yeah, soft drinks
But man,
is
I had
trigger.
to. And I'm still on that journey. But I drink a lot of water, so I console myself. But I had to, and I'm on that journey. So God has been helping me. Before I could take a bottle of soft drink almost every day.
Every day.
One bottle almost every day. So now I keep it like once a week.
You don't try it.
I did try. So it's not like one can just get out of it, but I'm intentional about it as well because, of course, boys don't they hold.
What other things like sugar? Are there other things that
Like
people
bread, like
Hey!
rice.
Hey!
rice? God
Which food
created rice.
Rice is everywhere, actually.
Is it not God that created all this food for us to eat?
No, they made rice now. They made rice. They make bread. What you have that is natural,
Veggies.
yam, vegetables, or anything that is naturally grown is good.
How
Except,
about brown rice or those?
okay, so, for example, I eat rice once a week. Yeah. If I miss it that week, that's it until the next week. And because you see, when I take anything that breaks down quickly to sugar, my body will tell me. My body, I'll start feeling funny. Right? So that one they don't used to tell somebody, you shouldn't take it.
It's just like me and milk.
So things like that, milk as well. If you're bread, rice, soft drinks, anything that is soft drink that has sugar. in it.
Processed.
Cake,
Run, no.
all these people eat cake, all those things, fried food, puff, and I like puff.
Sabiola that used to throw party for us on the regular. When she's coming like this, sometimes there's food in her car. And those early years.
Yes. Yes, but I had to stop, with puff. Now I take puff at Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Once a year. Wow.
What a life. Wow.
Yeah. So when people say, I'd like to look like you, as
You get work to do.
And if you don't know, Sister Abiola is no longer in her 50s.
No, I'm in my late 50s.
Late 50s. Yeah, she's about to climb the 6th floor.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's still looking like this.
So, but it's discipline.
Yeah.
It's you choose now.
Yeah.
Is it life or death? Like God told us, which one are you aiming for? I present before you life or death. Which one do you choose?
Yeah.
So there's this friend of mine that some years, Mamu Babanla cigar, used to smoke and drink, but he smoked more than he drank. Yeah. So one day I just saw that he wasn't smoking. And then I said, what's happening? He said, He went to see his doctor. He was having some issues. So he went to see his doctor. His doctor just looked at him, tested and said, okay, so I'm just going to tell you, you either stop smoking and drinking or you die. He said, that was it. That was the end of the consultation. I said, just like that. You're just saying it just like, say, what am I going to say? I can't beg you.
Yeah.
I can't, it's either you stop smoking and drinking or you die. So the guy didn't have, there was no negotiation. There was no, you have to try. You have to be stopping it gradually. No, you stop now or you die. Because his lungs, his something. When you know that the consequences of this action is death or is this, you don't need any man to tell you. So there was a lady who had scleroderma, and she used to eat a lot of muffins, a lot of, all this sugary stuff, And I used to tell her that you have to, she didn't even know. I remember once that we went for a scleroderma symposia one day, and there were all these professors and big people there. And I was telling them my experience, how sugar used to give me pain. And I said, so I had to stop taking sugar. And the professor said, no, sugar does not affect you. I said, oh. So I was like, okay. I can't be arguing with professors. So I said, well, my experience, it used to exacerbate my situation. So I didn't need anybody to tell me. They said, because no research has shown that. I said, I don't care about your research. What's important to me is the experience that I had, right? And as a result of that experience, look at me standing here before you today. While some people have died, are dying, there's a lot of disfigurement, there's a lot of, and I'm here.
Yeah.
So the professor kept short, me too, I keep short.
Everywhere quiet.
To thy tent, O Israel. Wow. What an enriching time we've had on Say My Piece with Sister Abiola Segun Williams.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you so much.
But before we leave, Ma, what will you say to the younger people who are watching?
Yes, sir.
Because again, I'm very particular about those of us who are younger. Before we get older and these things become a problem, because sometimes we're very ignorant of certain things. For example, I had to quickly start working on my sugar intake. Now, this is me being intentional. But there are people who are not even, until the wahala don't happen, before they will start to do anything. So what do you have to say to anyone who's watching, even as we wrap up?
I have younger ones. Well, I don't have the ones your age, but much younger than you, who, my daughter, for example, if she watches this, she'll just be like, this one. I've told her, Taya, stop drinking all these things. Stop eating all these things. Stop doing shit. So she'll go and hide it. I said, because, Yoruba people say that, oh yeah, luma kilofoni tobi. What does that mean? Hamatan. We'll tell the person, there is Hamatan. I say, oh, you're in winter in London, you gotta wear boxers outside. When the cold hits you like this, nobody will tell you where you will run back inside. Yeah, exactly. So when she's feeling a type of way, I said, now I've told you my own. And then through your experience, you will learn. Yeah. You just don't want people to learn through the hard way.
Ways, yeah.
But you see, you have to give room for people to learn.
Learn their own way.
Yes. When they now learn it, Nobody will be able to tell them otherwise. So that is what I do with my children. Sometimes it's tough because as a mother, you don't want your children to go through pain. But sometimes that pain is a good something.
necessary.
To shake some things.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
You just be praying for them, thank God. You know, Job says, let me not experience pain that harm, pain that will cause me grief. There's no pain that will not cause you grief, but not too much.
Yeah.
Right? So that you will learn from it and become a better person. So that's what I tell young people. If they talk. When they tell Pekin, say, hey, no kill yourself. After a while, I beg, no kill me.
No kill me.
So when you tell them and they don't listen, because, you know, we've been young before, because I remember my teenage years, when my father would say something, I'd be like, this man, if you to talk. And yes, so my father could talk. You know, they rest. He will correct you, I find myself being like that now. They correct. So I have to talk to myself, Abiola, keep short. She will learn. Or he will learn. But my son, that one, they quick respect himself. He quickly adjusts, you know. Like he has this thing he does on TikTok. I saw last night and he was saying that, men, repeat after me. One thing must kill a man, but foolishness will not kill me.
Wow, great. Wow. You should do our thank yous now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that everyone has learned, and I particularly, this is just also a reminder to me, you know, and one way or the other, I believe everyone has learned. She's a survivor. She is,
Yes,
you know,
am.
she is, and we bless God for that. And for anyone who is watching, who's probably, you know, finding themselves battling with something silently, like we've said with today's interview, speak to someone. For those of you who were probably traumatized in one way or the other, please seek a counselor, you know. Go out there and find ways to express yourself. You know, if you are struggling with whatever it is, talk to somebody. It's very, very important. And like we've said too, very, very importantly, watch what is going into that mouth. Because a lot of these things too is this one, yeah, you know. So please, I would like to hear your comments as well, or read your comments at the same time.
And if you have anything to say, if you want to, talk about it, don't worry. Just put your comments under the comment section, or you can find Sister Abiola Segun Williams on social media. If you put it in our DM, we'll send it to her also. If you need help and you think that she'll be able to, step in for you or lead you in a particular direction, please do not hesitate, because we know that we are here to help one another. So from all of us, from Say My Peace this week,
and of course our guests.
And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being with us. I really
you.
appreciate you. All right, bye guys. Peace.